Be nice.
What is going on, everyone? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 275 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
And we are the STS Guys, a sometimes weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What's going on, Larry?
What's up, Jeremy? Scott's out sick. Good, man. Good. Like you said, I don't know where we're at. It's been 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. But either way, like, I think this is the time of the podcast where somebody says it's been a week.
It's been a week.
It has been a week. Shout out. Hey, Manny, what's going on, man?
Yeah. Hey, Manny. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing good.
Hope you're doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Larry, what's going on in your world, man? Like I said, is baseball officially started? Like, is that
next week?
Next week.
Opening day is Thursday. So yeah, a couple more days, and then I'll be going to a significant amount of Diamondbacks games on the weekends. So it's coming up pretty quick, which is good. It, like, near the end of the season, right? Like September, October, getting a little tired of it, but now it feels like we haven't been there in a while, so it'll be good. But I do have some bad news. I heard this week that the Buc-ee's that they're opening in Arizona got pushed back from this year to summer 2026. So there will be no Buc-ee's in Arizona for well over a year now. Not the end of the world, but I was looking forward to it because we haven't done much lately, but my wife did see a Texas style, like a Texas barbecue food truck was going to be downtown, maybe 2 weekends ago. So we went and checked it out, right? Optimistic, like, give them a chance. Barbecue in Arizona hasn't been great. In these places that they say they're from Texas, it's not the same. Right. So we pull up this one. I don't know, looks promising, right? It's shout out to them that they had a Buc-ee sticker on the window. So, all right. Yeah. You get bonus points for that, but the food is just mediocre. Like, you can't get good barbecue. And these people who are from Texas or whatever and think they know how to make barbecue, it's not as good as the brisket sandwich at Buc-ee's, right? I spent $90 something on two meat plates and a banana pudding. Like, it's literally like Terry Black's prices, and we didn't even get that much food. And it's just another Texas barbecue place that doesn't taste as good as anything in Austin. Like, I'd rather have Southside Market, like, right, obviously Terry Black's, like the good ones, right? But like, as we were finishing, like, me and my wife, like, it was okay, like, it was fine, right? It was okay. But then I'm like, I really think I'd rather just have a brisket sandwich from Buc-ee's, which is really sad that I want, that $5-6 sandwich from the gas station over the $90 worth of brisket I got from this food.
It's crazy, right? Like, it's one of those things to where I'm like, where it's just so like food, like, it's the same thing here, right? Like, it's like, but like with Mexican, like, yeah, like, I could go to Filiberto's, like I said, like, crappy, cheap, shitty Filiberto.
Yeah.
It's in Phoenix, and it's literally 100 times better than anything here. Like, so, like, and it's weird how, like, so there's different pockets of core food where like, hey, they try to replicate it, but it just doesn't cut it,
right? Authentic, like, Sonoran Mexican food. Nope. Yeah. So we're we hadn't tried a new barbecue place in a while. we were chasing it, but no, it was fine. Like I said, it was fine, but worth $90, probably not, and I wouldn't get it again. The pulled pork was fine. They just can't get the brisket right. Like, like, I'm very much a barbecue snob now. But like, they cut it too thick and it's dry. Like, they just it's just not the same, man.
Like,
so
come on, people.
Yeah. We're gonna have to figure out an Austin trip sometime. Before Buc-ee's opens, we're gonna have to figure out, like, another Austin trip, and even if it's just for the weekend, get some Terry Blacks, get a couple, go to Buc-ee's just because, and eat a couple things, get a steak too. like that steak place up on the 35 is pretty good. Like I wouldn't mind a good Texas steak too.
Oh, so like speaking of steak, so this is one thing I actually did do. Like, so,
Yeah.
like I said, I haven't done anything fun. I said recently. I didn't even bought anything recently either.
No.
So like I know like there's literally been no hot toys.
Oh really?
Which is like shocking. Like I had like a huge dump on order for a short bit. Then for the past few weeks.
Yeah. Didn't you say like a couple, like maybe around Christmas or something, they were like they did a lot, right? Like
yeah, I had like 5 pre-orders like hit at the same point in time.
So maybe
so
they rushed it, and
looking
now
at figures, right? It's like I said when you because you put a deposit down.
Yeah.
And I said so like you either can like pay as you go, and I never do, like, right? Because I'm like hey, if I just have my money parked, I can actually make money on it. Where I'm like it's like I'll just pay it off when I get here. And so like I had 5 pre-orders hit at once, and so like the figures range between like $300 and $500 a piece. And so I was like ooh,
surprise.
Surprise!
It's okay. That's the risk.
Surprise! Here's a mortgage payment.
Yeah, that seems like the best way to do it too, right? You don't need to do the payments.
Yeah, I'm like, why pay for it now? I'm like, pay for it later, and then I said I can park the money until like I said it, because that's the thing, right? It's just like because they're like when you pre-order, it's like anywhere between like 6 months and 2 years. I said by the time you get it, like
that's a crazy window.
So I'm like, why I'm like, I'd rather put the $20 down, and then hey, when it finally comes, like it comes. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Why am I going to give you hundreds of dollars now for something that I'm not going to get for 2 years?
Exactly.
Hopefully they're quicker than that, but like, God forbid it takes 2 full years. Like, no,
it's on average, it's about like I said, it's about 2 years. Like I said, on average.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's
that's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Even though you didn't buy one, I know you're got a steak story, but even though you didn't buy one, and Manny mentioned no hot toys, so let's do one of these guys.
That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That was hot. That's hot. That is really hot.
And because I said Bucky's like 5 times, and I forgot we have this one.
Fresh brisket on the board. Fresh brisket on the board.
That just makes me happy.
Yeah,
like,
it's good.
Like I don't know. Like it makes me happy.
What's up, Dusty? Yeah, good times. All right. So anyway, you go get a steak.
Yeah, so I went
but you got some food.
I went and got some food. I went and got some food. My camera's all being all stupid. I probably had the best steak I've ever had in my entire life.
I am listening.
So there's this steakhouse. It's called Perry's. I said there's one downtown and there's one at the Domain, and so I went to the Domain one, and they have a flight of Wagyu steak. So basically, it's like you can have like there's like a filet mignon, there's a New York strip, and a ribeye, and it's like a flight of steak.
Nice.
It was probably the most delicious steak I've ever had in my entire life. Like it was that good.
Cool.
I was crazy impressed by it. It was just, I don't know. I don't even like.
It's.
I wanted steak. Like I was so in the mood for a good steak because I had like a bad week, and then so like I'm like Lindsay's like, hey, like let's go for a steak. I'm like, okay, let's go for a steak. And then we was like, let's go someplace new, like because we were gonna go to like Fleming's or or one of the other steakhouses, right? I'm like, wow, let's try this place. And so I'm like, oh my god, it'll be good. But then I'm like, so I went in with like, oh god, it'll be good expectations. But I'm like, but holy crap, like it was amazing.
I like the flight of meats, right? So you get a good mix. It's kind of like the Brazilian steakhouse thing where you're eating a lot, but you're not just stuck on one type of meat. It looks cool. Like it looks like I found the Domain one. Like it's a little fancy.
It's a little fancier.
As Domain should be, but it looks pretty good, man.
But so like, and then there's also like they have other stuff besides steaks, right? So like here, let me.
I saw a picture of a burger, which surprised me.
Well, but there was also like I said, they also have this. Where is it? Where is this? Where? Oh, there. I'm like, where's my window at? They have this guy. Like, this is a pork chop. Like, look how friggin' big that pork chop is.
Yeah. I saw that picture too. I didn't realize what that was.
Yeah,
it's like as thick as a slice of chocolate cake or something. Like it looks fairly massive, especially for
it was freaking amazing. But then so then they have. I was trying to see if they had like a picture of the flight of steak. Like this is all just insides.
I did not see one of that specifically either, but
yeah, there was so there was like this the steak was that good. Like it was. I went in pleasantly surprised, and it was that good. And then they have like, hey, you want a steak? Oh yeah, here. Instead of like filet Oscar, like we'll put a crab cake on, like a whole crab cake on it.
Nice. That feels like a very Texas thing too.
But yeah,
put a meat on top of your meat.
Yeah, but it was. I was quite impressed. I was quite impressed.
Good. Maybe if we come again, we'll have to go
up.
Yeah. What do you got?
So the other thing I said, because I haven't really done anything, right? I said went out to eat, but the only other thing that I did was so you get like you need some mindless stuff to watch. Right?
Yes. Yes.
So and then and then I also like every now and again like watching MMA. So I'm like, hey, watching MMA is great. Then I found I said once I started watching a whole bunch of like MMA, like reels, right? And then it started feeding me a whole bunch of like awesome stuff. Of MMA type stuff in other countries. So like,
oh, okay.
So like here we have MMA. It's two dudes. It's two dudes in a cage, right?
Right. In some sanctions, I think, right? Like, right. There's rules.
Yeah. There's like rules, right? So then
I'm guessing there's less rules in other countries.
Yeah. So then there's hey, let's put 10 amateur dudes against 2 professional fighters and then see.
Oh wow, okay.
So these 2 dudes took on these 10 dudes. And then went all sorts of crazy. So like there's that, right? So like this was like it's a matter of like 2 guys fighting like
one live come to charge
10 dudes.
Both the fighters.
So this is Romanian MMA. Okay. And then
that wouldn't fly here.
So then there is this one. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, what other styles of MMA? I said, are there? Then there's these guys. So there's MMA where they wear knight armor.
Okay.
So where they they wear suits of armor and they kick each other's ass.
And they have weapons.
Yep.
Because of course they do.
Because of course they
knights.
do. Yeah. And then even the ref, because so that way he doesn't get beat.
Yeah. He's got a safety stick to make sure that he doesn't get a rogue, whatever those are, like spear thing to the face.
Yeah. So I'm like kind of cool. I hope just like everything eventually makes its way over here. Like for example, that power slap, right? So I think that was like a German thing originally, and so that eventually made its way over here. I want to see, like I said, multi people, like I said, MMA. And honestly, probably more so, I want to see basically like a medieval time style MMA.
That seems more reasonable than 10 against 2. But you want to get attention to MMA, you bring us some of the gimmicks. Like I like it. That would get me to watch. At least like if I was scrolling through, reels or the videos or something, like I would stop on the guys in the night costumes. I probably wouldn't stop on a normal MMA fight. Like that wouldn't have my attention, but you make it a little crazy and then, okay, I'm on board.
Exactly. Well, and there's also some things like, again, right? I think we should like sit pioneer here, right? Of some things I'm surprised that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
So like one thing that I haven't seen, I'm like, it doesn't exist. I'm like, and whoever out there in the regions of the internet, I will give this idea away for free. I'm like, just cut me in or let me just watch the first time this actually gets pulled off. Just invite me ringside. I'll be a judge. So they have battle bots, right? So like, like you know, why haven't they done it with drones?
Interesting.
Imagine basically like battle bots.
Yeah.
But with drones.
But in the air.
But in the air.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That almost makes too much sense. Like, yeah, why?
Yeah, like
why is that not a thing?
Flamethrowers. Well, they're like shooting, they have like chainsaws and stuff. They're like flying, because like I said, these drones have enough lift now to be able to actually like hold all that type of stuff. Right?
Okay, right, yeah, because it would be heavier.
Let's have battle bots, but sky version.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, that's something, right? It may be more expensive because they're flying or whatever, and they'd be heavier, but it seems like something somebody should be able to pull off.
I mean, like the checks write themselves. I'm like, I'd pay to see that,
right? Why not?
Battle or drone,
right.
Like battle drone,
like and again, like and nowadays, right? Like you don't even need like NBC or somebody to put it on air. You just fund it yourself and make TikToks, or maybe get Netflix to pick it up.
Can you imagine the TikTok the real money that you get for basically having drones fight each other?
I think so, right? Can you just splice it up? Yeah,
that's a money printer.
I think
that is a money printer. I said right there.
Same way you started watching the MMA videos. Like, I think people would watch it, and then you get sucked in, and then it's new. You'd wait for it
3 or 4 hours. Like I said, once I went down the rabbit hole, I'm like, there's no going back. I'm like, I gotta see how deep this goes. And then I went from multi-person MMA to, hey, they're wearing suits of armor, to where then there's also like midget MMA. I'm like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
because of course there
is.
Yeah. No, I have not seen that, but that does not surprise me.
Yeah. But yeah, battle drone. So Manny, I said you get some naming some royalty rights. I like the name.
Yeah.
So like I said, a battle dome, it's battle drone. Like, like it fits.
It works, right? And you give them like shiny, like America paint jobs, right? And give them cool names, like the Patriot or whatever. And you have a champion, right? Yeah, throw a little like WWE into it, and
so you have like
some storylines.
You have like champion drones.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
I don't know. I'm like,
it's the perfect short video, right? Like
it is
quick fight, and you get sucked in.
Well, because like I said, they have all those like first person, like they have those first person videos, right? Of those guys who do the drones that like do the racing, right?
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean you have the third person video, but then the drones have cameras too.
Yeah, the drones have cameras, so you have like a first person. Like, you have a first person view, and then you have the stadium view, and then they're fighting each other. I'm like, how freaking cool would that be?
Yeah, and as you're getting the flip, right, as the one guy shooting flames in your face, you got the flames coming at you.
Then you make it even more, but then you make it even better, right? So, okay, so like you monetize it. So like, guess what? Hey, you basically have people hey, the more tips that you give, the more the longer the flamethrower gets. Or hey, you basically get to like juice up the ammo on the flamethrower. Or hey, you get to basically have like so many different like special attacks if you get like enough likes or like enough tips or enough gifts or whatever the hell they call them on the videos, right?
Whatever it is nowadays. Right. You make it interactive, but you do the in-app purchases to
in-app purchases for like hey, enable the flamethrower, or hey, guess what, now do the special takedown maneuver, or hey, do this thing.
That would be cool. I like it. Manny's on board. I like it. Hopefully somebody is listening or has a similar idea in the works, and makes it happen.
If there's not like I seriously I'm like
it feels like it should be a thing. Yeah. You only need a couple drones and a couple people and some cameras and done.
You know, like hey, I'm like, because that also sounds pretty illegal, right? Like, hey, let's mount some weapons.
Yeah, but you're fighting, but it's drone versus drone. Like, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's totally okay. Just like the fighting robots on the ground. It's the same.
Yeah.
You're just 6 feet in the air. Or whatever.
Exactly.
Seems totally legit, right? Just ups the stakes a little bit. I appreciate a good crazy idea, so I
knew you'd appreciate this idea, like because like I said,
Dusty brought up another one of our crazy ideas. Is he asked if we ever did the AI song episode, which we did not. Which still probably needs to happen at some point, because I think the AI has evolved since we were making AI songs, but that means that AI music has also evolved, so we could probably do some even better things in March 2025 than we could have like a year ago or whenever that was, when we were making AI music.
It's gotten I said they've gotten better. Like so they've gotten better. And now, right? I said now not only do they have the songs, but now you could basically like dub over, because they have all the voice changers right now. So like, hey, you can make it sound like like some like Arnold Schwarzenegger, singing the song. So you mix the AI together. Like I think
exactly that would be fun. I canceled my subscription, so I haven't been on there in a little bit, but
also did I. I'm like
good. Yeah. After like 2 months of not using it and paying for it, I'm like, I should probably go cancel this. So I did. But yeah, we might need to fire up the old AI machine and see what kind of songs we get, because I like the idea of the celebrity voices, right? Like the Arnold Schwarzenegger is a good one, just because his voice is so distinct, right?
You do Arnold Schwarzenegger like singing like some crazy song.
Yeah. There's an ad that keeps popping up about like a guy making a video or making a song about his grandma or something like that. I scrolled past multiple times. So like, it's still out there. People are still trying to make crazy videos, but like those haven't come across my feed much lately. I did get one of the King of the Hill ones recently for the first time in a while, where it's like Bobby singing some pop song. I did get one of those. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's right. That's still a thing.
It's still a thing.
Did you see? I don't know how new this is, but I only discovered it this week. Have you noticed, like on your Disney Plus app, they have like live streaming, like live feeds of shows. Like they have like, basically it's playing a random Simpsons episode all day long. But you just you click on it and you join midway through the episode, kind of like if you were to click on the TV channel and you just join right mid episode on a Saturday afternoon. I don't know how long that's been a thing, but I discovered that this week. They have that. There's like a National Geographic channel. I don't know. There were 5 of them, a kids one, and then Mandalorian. So you can jump in on a random Mandalorian episode at any point too. Simpsons makes more sense because there's hundreds of Simpsons episodes. So like at lunch this week, I ended up just watching a random Simpsons episode, and it was kind of great. So like, it's just right there, like under your continue watching. It's like, bam, like, do you want to watch The Simpsons? And like, I had seen it a couple times. I didn't mess with it. But then one day I'm like, let's see what this is. And I started watching the episode. It was the one where Homer gains all the weight. And that, right. So he goes on disability, ends up working from home.
Where you
great
put
episode.
The woodpecker.
The bird thing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That episode, which is classic, especially like, I don't know if I've seen that one since like COVID and everybody started working from home all the time, because that was Homer's dream job. It's like he got to work from home. Like fast forward probably 20 years from when they made that, if not more. Way more.
It's Simpsons telling the future.
Exactly. Right.
It's the predictor. I'm like, no, I haven't seen that. I said I was on Disney Plus. I said a couple weeks ago. I checked out the first couple episodes of Daredevil. I'm a couple episodes behind.
Me too.
So I watched the first. I said that the first couple episodes. But yeah, that's the last time I've been on there.
Yeah. You have to. Like, it's not life changing, but I thought it was kind of cool because, like, I think we had talked about, like the lost art of turning on cable
Oh yeah.
And just, watching a movie like in the afternoon when you're bored and don't know what to do and you're just looking for something and like, oh yeah, sure, I'll watch Die Hard even though it's 2/3 of the way over. Like I do kind of miss that aspect of TV watching. Like it's great that we have control to watch everything we want now whenever we want. But I'm not going to just go choose a random Simpsons episode to watch. But if the Disney Plus app is going to choose for me, yeah, sure. Like what do you got today, Disney Plus?
So like part of it, right? And I think the reason why I appreciate, like I said, something like that is because I get sometimes like, sounds weird. I get choice paralysis. So where I'm like, there's so much stuff. Like, so I'm like I spend so much time.
Yeah. One of us froze
here, or what do I want to do there?
I think we're back.
Oh, we're back.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, we're back. All right.
Yeah. So I get
choice paralysis.
right? Yeah. So like where I'm like, I spend so much time like figuring out what I want to watch, and then hey, if it's something with multiple seasons, okay, which season do I want to hop into? And then once I find a season, which episode do I want? Sometimes I just want to turn something on. I think that's why I go back to King of the Hill so much because I'm like, I can literally just like I can throw it on and I literally don't care. I said what episode it's on.
Yeah,
I don't care if I've seen it 100 million times.
Yeah, and it only makes sense to watch it in order because otherwise it would be too difficult. And there's enough episodes of that where if you watch it one time all the way through, by the time you go around for the second time, like it's been so long since you were on season 3, like it's still new, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and same. Like I would have never chose to go watch that one episode of The Simpsons, but like I was really glad that it was on.
I'll have to check that out because I'm like I can appreciate that just because like especially lately, right, when there's like nothing like good on. I'm like, I want to watch this one thing, and so like I gotta go back to the back catalog, and then like you get choice paralysis. Figure like I don't know what I want to watch, totally. Or you get into I want to watch something so specific, and it's not any place.
Yeah,
so
that's awful too.
So I've been, like I said, like there was this series, like, and this is what pisses me off about Netflix, right? So there was this series. So like it was Manhunt. So this series called Manhunt. I said it was a Netflix series, right? So the very first one was about the Unabomber. The second one was about like Eric Rudolph and like the bombing of the Olympics. Like,
oh, okay.
It was a really, really good story. I remember when I watched it when it very first premiered. I'm like, oh,
is it scripted or is it like a documentary?
It's scripted. Like it's
okay.
like
it's just based on
Okay, it's just based on the thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. This show is not streaming any place.
Okay.
Any place. And so let's see here. Like I said, like is it so like it's not streaming like any place. So like you'll go into let's see like it's streaming at this one random like streaming site, or hey, it's streaming here. Nope, it's not streaming any place.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what kind of like that's why I'm still like so attached to like physical media. Like I said, for some stuff, because like I said, there's some stuff that you just can't watch. So like another thing I wanted to watch the other day because I started because like Hot Toys announced basically the new Terminator. So they basically said they had all their Terminator. I said Hot Toys, but then they did like 2.0 versions of them, which are like because I never got the 1.0s because they released those before I started collecting. They released the 2.0 versions, and so I'm like, I want to go back and rewatch all the Terminators.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because I'm like, I haven't seen those forever. I'm like, I'm gonna rewatch all the Terminators. I'm like, since some of them are like kind of crappy, but I'm like, hey, I still want to watch it. So Terminator 1, hey, no problem finding it. I said go watch it. Terminator 2, that's freaking everywhere. It's on Prime. It's on HBO. Terminator 3, not streaming anywhere.
Not so much.
And they don't sell the disc anymore. And so
interesting.
Yeah, so like it gets interesting. And so like
interesting. I'm pretty sure I have that on DVD.
So you can still find, so you can still buy it on Amazon.
Okay.
But I said it's a you're buying basically like overseas copies of it. It's not like an American made copy.
Okay. Right. Yeah. It's a different.
And so
release or
apparently,
whatever.
I said that the company that owned Terminator 3, like I said, lost like the streaming rights, and it's like in some type of like legal limbo to where they're not producing the disc anymore, and they're not allowed to stream it like any place. I said right now.
That's crazy.
So it's just weird because I said it's like if you don't have the disc, I said
yeah.
you're
How are you supposed to finish your Terminator?
Yeah,
Watch party. Like
I wanted to watch Terminator 3, and so I'm like I know I had that disc someplace, and so I spent like 4 hours.
Pretty sure
spent
that
4
was
hours
like
searching for Terminator 3.
that was like a peak. Like I don't remember what year that movie came out, but that was like peak people buying DVDs time period. Like I was right. Like it's like Blockbuster was still a thing. But like, you know, you could rent it for $5 or you could like buy it for 10. Like, right. You just bought everything that I thought I would ever want. So I'm pretty sure I have Terminator 3. But to your point, like I couldn't tell you the last time I watched any of those movies, even like Terminator 2. But my God, yeah, Terminator 3, that has been like 20 plus years ago. That I know I watched on my own copy of DVD, but man, like that's been forever.
But yeah,
and I think I saw the one after that, but anything after like the fourth one, I don't think I ever even saw.
So well, and then like after the fourth one, Salvation. I had never seen anything after the fourth one either.
Okay.
Like I never saw Genesis or is it?
Don't even know.
Last Hope, New Hope, or I don't know. It's the latest one where they brought back
New Hope, Star Wars, I think.
Yeah, the last one where they brought back I said Sarah Connor. Yeah, I never saw those two.
It's his Dark Fate.
Dark Fate, yes. Okay, Dark Fate. Genesis, holy crap, that movie was terrible. It was probably the worst Terminator movie I've ever seen. That was so Genesis was horrible. And then I still haven't seen Dark Fate yet. That's on my list.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, I mean, I know you've always been big on physical media, and I know I have a few boxes of DVDs in the garage. Like we've gotten rid of a lot of them, but it's a good reminder to maybe hold on to your favorites at least, like and maybe the slightly less popular ones, right? Because like you said, like Terminator 2, that's top 100 film of all time probably. So that's always going to be around, but the ones that are slightly less popular or significantly less popular, like a Terminator 3, it might be hard to track down one day. I can't think of anything else like that right now that I really like, but right, if you've got it on DVD or VHS even, it's probably worth hanging on to.
Well, and you just don't know, or sometimes some of the movies, right? So they change. Too, where like you don't have like the original one. Like, right. So here's here's one thing that's crazy, right? So like another thing that you can't stream anyplace, and I think they're finally streaming it. I think I saw Kevin Smith say the other day that you can finally stream this, or they're close to being able to actually have the streaming rights back, which is
Dogma.
Like you can't stream Dogma anymore.
Yeah, I knew that DVD was worth a significant amount of money
for the DVD.
Yeah,
to get to watch Dogma. Like I said, you can't watch it anyplace.
I knew that DVD was worth quite a bit, and I knew that, like you said, I heard Kevin Smith say something recently that they figured something out. But obviously it hasn't been completely relaunched or however that works, but coming soon. Like so random, right? Like again, that was a fairly popular movie, but sometimes legal things get in the way and you can't redistribute it. Or
like I said, they change stuff, right? Like, and then this is like even the case for like some of like the streaming shows, right? And this one actually caused like a lot of controversy. Where did you ever watch the Netflix show 13 Reasons Why?
No, I did not. But I remember it. Yeah.
So like the very first season, like, they actually show her like committing suicide. Like I said, like actually in the show.
Yeah.
But then they actually went back and edited it. And so
Oh, okay.
the original scene doesn't exist anymore. Like I said,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it actually kind of changes like the power and the impact of the show. And so like the only place that exists now is like because Netflix did a small batch release of the physical copies for the people who weren't subscribed to Netflix at the time.
Yeah,
so that's the only place that even exists anymore.
That's crazy.
And so like you would never know that, hey, that was a fundamental, I said that last episode was fundamentally different than what it is now, because I said the streaming version is completely different.
That's crazy. I did not know that. I remember. I think I remember you at work with other people probably talking about that movie or that show, because like it was a big deal at the time. But yeah, I never watched it.
But yeah, but then like the Star Wars, right? Like so, like hey,
that's the easy one.
That's the easy one because
everything they changed. From Greedo shooting first to everything
like
changed
all
from the
that
original.
crap. So like I don't know. I think it's a long way of saying like, hey, physical media forever.
Yeah, no,
I won't ever give it up.
Ed's got an example, right? So I'll tell you something that's really hard to find is Airheads. I remember that movie on Blu-ray. He doesn't have it, but yeah, it's super expensive, right? Yeah, like because I'm sure that's one of those movies, right? Like not going to win any awards, but it was really popular. Like it was significantly popular at the time, and yeah, like I could see where it kind of disappeared or faded a little bit. But then if you really want to watch Airheads, how are you supposed to watch Airheads besides like hitting eBay, I guess?
Yeah. And then it's like I haven't seen that movie forever. I haven't seen Airheads. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I don't know if I'm pretty sure I've never seen it, but I do remember it.
I know. Me and Ed have gotten on this subject.
Brendan Fraser.
Because he was, I said Ed was searching for me for. There's actually a certain version of the Spawn movie.
Okay.
So like the Spawn movie, the non-director's cut on DVD, it's like near impossible to find. Like,
right. So the theatrical release, right? The normal one that you would have went to see the movie. So they added stuff in the director's cut.
They added stuff. They had the director's cut of it, which is fine, whatever. But like as like a purist, right? I'm like, I want the theatrical release of it.
Yeah.
Literally cannot find that movie anyways.
Interesting. So Ed's totally right. I've barely seen anything. Looking at the pictures of this show, right? I couldn't exactly remember what Airheads was, but yeah, Brendan Fraser, right? Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler. I to throw back to our earlier conversation, I think I might have watched part of this at least on like cable, one random weekend afternoon. Like I don't know if I've ever seen the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure I've seen part of it.
I'm pretty sure you've seen this. And the only reason I'm saying I think that you've seen this, it's because this was this played on like VH1, MTV. Like it was there was a lot of like I said repeats of this movie. Like I said back in the day.
Yeah. That's why I because I kind of remember not realizing Adam Sandler was in this movie until like maybe I was watching and then like, oh hey, that's Adam Sandler. Like it's one of those things. Like once I see the picture of him in his flannel with the sleeves ripped off, it's like I kind of remember this feeling from watching this movie at some point. Like, oh, yeah, Adam Sandler. Not sure.
Speaking of Adam Sandler, how do you feel about Happy Gilmore 2?
I haven't watched the trailer, so I know it's coming. Like, no, I don't know. I'll watch the movie though. Like I didn't bother to watch the trailer. I will watch it just because it's on Netflix for free. I don't know. Like, good for Adam Sandler, right? Like, that's another movie that a lot of people really like. So cool. Like, good for him. I think it's going to get a lot of attention. A lot of people are going to watch it when it first comes out. Hopefully, it's good, or at least Netflix good. At least as long as it's tolerable. So Manny saw the trailer. It seems like it's good. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I saw it pop up, and I didn't click on it instantly, so I did not watch it. I'm assuming you did then, Jeremy. Does it looks good? Like good enough?
So I did watch it, but it's one of those things. I'm like, I don't know if I want this movie. Like,
oh, okay.
Like,
well, yeah, like probably not the most necessary sequel,
Well, and I think it's because of like it's one of those things to where I'm like the first one, it's more memories than just the movie. It's basically the times of the time around the movie, right? Because I remember seeing that, like I said, in the theaters. I said back in school, like the age I was. I said when that movie came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about a second one. Like
No,
when they
well,
announced
that's
it,
part.
like, I don't know how I feel.
I think that's part of right, especially those first couple Adam Sandler movies, like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. Like, I think they were good partially because of the age we were when they came out, and I don't know if they're as good when we're 40. Like,
Exactly,
because
it's you're quotable, right? Like
yeah,
for example, like when you were in in school, like from Happy Gilmore, and like like you had like the memorable quotes, like "Price is Wrong, bitch," or or "Gold jacket, green jacket."
That's the first thing. That's the first thing I think of is Bob Barker.
Bob Barker, right? Like that's you had those iconic moments that are kind of enshrined, and I'm like, does the second one kind of sort of ruin the magic? I don't know.
Yeah, it could. Like, I don't know. It probably doesn't take anything away, but it might. We'll see. Like, hopefully it's tolerable. Because Manny brings up a good point, right? It's done because Adam Sandler had that 5-movie deal with Netflix or whatever it was, and I mean they could have done anything, but a Happy Gilmore sequel is definitely going to get more viewers than anything else. That he's
as long as it's better than that stupid space movie he was in. Like,
right. He's had some duds, so like that's why they're probably talking. It's like, go ahead and do it. Come on. Come on. Let's do it. Happy Gilmore 2. That's what the people want.
That was probably the biggest waste of my life in a long time.
I don't think I watched that one. He had that one with his daughter. That one was okay.
You're not missing anything. Yeah. It's basically it's Adam Sandler in a serious role in a movie with a space spider.
Yeah.
That I don't know how else to describe it. Like, besides Adam Sandler in a serious role, in a spaceship with a giant space spider.
It's Netflix needs content, and we've got Adam Sandler. Let's make a movie. Who cares if it's good or not? Yeah, so at least this one's got to be better than that. Gotta be. And I will watch it. I did see, like you said, right? While we're sort of talking about Netflix, you just reminder to everyone too, right? Venom 3 is on Netflix. I have not watched that yet either. I saw it there.
Craven too. I said.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So both of those I wouldn't mind watching. But yeah, like Venom, that reminded me that I need to watch Venom 3. So I guess now I need to watch Venom 3 and Craven the Hunter.
Yeah. Ed recommends Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems is a good movie. Uncut Gems is a good movie for Adam Sandler in a serious role. No. Man, the space movie is not part of the Sandler universe. Like I said, I'm glad that's not part of the Sandler universe. Like that one, I just don't know. I'm like, it was
they need a paycheck. Like, right, sure, like whatever. Thanks for the money. I got nothing else to do. No other ideas. Let's go.
Right. It was the weirdest movie. Like, I felt like, well, and then I think the reason why I also didn't like it is because it made me think, like, should I be getting something more out of this movie, or is it really just stupid?
Or is this it?
Or is this it? I'm like, is there like some deeper meaning to basically said Adam Sandler talking to a giant space spider?
Yeah. Crazy. I know you said you watched a couple episodes of Daredevil. I only watched the first 2.
That's what literally where I'm at.
I started the third one, but I did not make it as far as I wanted to. I think there's 4 out right now.
Yeah.
Because the 2 and then 2 more weeks. Did you like? We can talk about that real quick. Like, right, 2 episodes in, not a whole lot has happened yet, but it's at a minimum, it's really nice to see Charlie Cox as Daredevil and Matt Murdock. Well, I guess more Matt Murdock, right? Matt Murdock back again, and Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk is great. Mayor Wilson Fisk. Are you liking what you've seen so far from these first 2 episodes?
I am. I wouldn't say they're like oh my gosh, like we're so bad.
It's building to something, right? Like, but
it's building to something. like there is. It was the first episode was great. I really liked basically, like I said, some of the CGI was a little off, but other than that, like I said, it was good to see the story, like right of like hey, we got all the way up. Like I said, like he hit that breaking point. He basically hey, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna murder this. I'm gonna straight up murder this dude and just chuck him off the roof. I said after
right. He was that pissed. Yeah.
But I always like dissecting episodes of stuff that went in, and then so someone noticed the fact. I should have messaged. I should have sent something out. So because I noticed this as well. So Foggy's not dead.
No,
I'm calling that right now. Yeah. So I don't know if you've heard this. I'm pretty sure it's made it around the internet.
No, I haven't.
But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I have not.
So
I've not seen anything.
So the reason why, right, is so like there's a comic I said where basically Foggy like fakes his own death and he goes like into witness protection and like there's a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of
Just
backstory.
laying low.
Yeah. So the comic book I said where Foggy does that is Daredevil 468. The building number that they're in front of is 468.
468. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. That feels like
that
feels like not a coincidence.
That it's not a coincidence because because at first I thought hey, we're jumping right in Game of Thrones style and hey, we're freaking off on someone. I said in the right way. So I'm like, okay, we're pretty back.
Yeah.
But then it's just I'm like, oh, okay. I think I see where they're going with this.
Interesting.
But no, so far it's been like I said for the first two episodes, I was happy with it. It's been interesting to see. It's nice to see basically that like it's got like I said some of the grit still. I said that they kept with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right. Well, like you said, the first kind of scene ish, right? Like that opening intro. He throws the guy off the building, and then he beats up some other guys in episode 2. So yeah, it's we like before it hit, like nobody knew exactly what it was going to be on Disney Plus, but they just kind of eliminated any of those questions like 5 minutes into the first episode.
Yeah. Hey, shout out. Hey, Russ, how's it going, man?
What's up, Russ? Hope you're doing good, man. I same. I like it. I need to get caught.
Yeah, I need to get
caught up.
Yeah, I just haven't time. I'm like, I need to get caught up.
No, and it's one of those you gotta like right as opposed to you want to watch something and you throw on King of the Hill just have it on. Like you gotta focus on it and you gotta pay attention to what's going on.
So. That's my thing, right? I'm like, I need time. I should take it back. Yeah, I need time where I can focus.
Yeah.
I haven't had non-focus time.
Yeah, or when you. And sometimes you don't want to focus and you just want to throw on King of the Hill or whatever, right? Like
exactly. I just need something mindless and brainless to where I'm like,
I just want this. Yeah. As much as I would like to watch something that I haven't seen before 20 times, it's just easier to throw on.
There's comfort in that. There's comfort in it. I'm like, I'll never give it up. I'll be 90 years old still watching King of the Hill. Like
same.
It will, like I said, it's there's some stuff like I said that I will just never give up and I won't do. Like, well, that and I don't know, it's probably like it's probably like some built in some of the tism or I results of my ADHD, where I'm like I get fixated on stuff and I have such a habit about some things, and King of the Hill is one of those habits. I don't know. I feel a comfort when it's on.
Yeah, what it's I feel like you're probably partly to blame for me be doing like a constant King of the Hill rewatch for the past couple of years. Right where I finish and I basically finish whatever the last episode is, and it's like, oh, okay. A couple days later, it's like, let's start episode 1 again. But for me, it's been for the past couple of years, it's been my my wife's getting ready to go to sleep, or like, but I'm already ready. I'll watch that till I fall asleep. Like, and then like I'll wake up and the episode's over, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's like, now let's officially go to sleep. It's, you know, it's got that comfort for me where it's like, all right, like it could be taken as a negative thing, right? Like King of the Hill puts me to sleep, but it's really a really positive thing because it's that,
it
that
is.
level of comfort and familiarity. Like I know what's going to happen, but I still like, right? Like I'm not missing anything. It's just, it's nice.
No,
it's nice to be there.
Well, and it's because like, and I think for me, right? Because I have seen it so many times, it's something where I'm like, it'll still catch my interest, but then even if I'm not interested, I already know I already have like mentally playing. I said what I'm not paying attention to, and so when I pick it right back up, I already know everything that's led up to the point when I basically like, hey, like re-engage my attention to it.
Yeah, exactly. Because
you've got that. Hey, put you to sleep. It's like, hey, there's a certain comfort in like you already know basically all the details and everything else that's going to come. So it's something that we're like, hey, you can pay attention to it, but you can also not. And
I'm good. And if it's a really good episode or an episode I really want to watch, and I fall asleep halfway through it, I'll start watching it again from where I left off for the last minute I remember from the night before. Like I think that happened this week. Is I was watching the one where they go to the state fair with Luann going up into big techs. So like I really like that episode. So I'm pretty sure I fell asleep halfway through it. But then the next day I just found off where I left off and I finished it up. You know, sometimes it's okay to move on, but sometimes you gotta see Luann
propane and the grill off.
Exactly. Like, sometimes you gotta see how that part's gonna play out again.
Yeah, with hired protesters just from the school. Luann going
the crazy guy. Yeah. These crazy college kids who took it a little bit too far. And ended up getting arrested while Hank and Luann just got to go home. It's a good episode.
It is good episode.
Very, very Texas.
Oh, so, Manny brings up Last of Us season 2 is almost here. Did you all watch the first season? Yeah, I watched the first season. Like that's probably one of the best video game adaptations that I've seen done ever.
I know, and Scott did too. I did not, and Scott really liked it. So I never got it.
I am very interested. I said how they're going to do the second season. Because apparently there's going to be like 2 or 3 more seasons, and how the game. I said they basically cover like the entire first game with season 1, so they're stretching out basically the second season, the second game into multiple seasons. But then the events of that game, like what happens early on in that game, my God. Like
so they might have to tweak it a little bit.
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
Like
that's so. I mean, as long as they do it good, like it should be okay. Hopefully, people don't get outraged at whatever changes they have to make. But at this point, right, if it's a successful TV show, they have to be mindful of the future.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever we got to do to make more episodes.
Yeah. Ed, I think I think you dig this. I think you need to watch it. If you watch this, it'll make you actually want to play the game. So like if you watch if you watch this, right, you're basically watching like exactly how the game plays out. It's pretty spot on. I said for how it's done. I was actually really impressed. Russ said he enjoyed season 1. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. I said to season 2. I'm very curious on how they're going to do that. So Manny thinks, hey, the Joel scene will be the season 5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that what that's the early thing, like in the game?
Early, like, I don't know if they're going to do that. Like,
it's. I mean, I guess you're going to find out in episode 1 or 2.
I'm like, let's you would think so. But who knows? Like I'm really curious on how they're going to do that.
Yeah, I checked. It's April 13th. So yeah, what's that? Maybe probably like 3 weeks away. It'll be out. So that'll be cool.
Yeah,
right. As probably right as Daredevil's finishing up, like Last of Us will start. That works out nice.
So we're back in some good show getting times.
Yeah. I'm I'm struggling to finish Modern Family. I've been watching that for a while. I'm on season 10. There's 11 seasons, so I've got like a season and a half left. It's gotten quite awful.
This is only like 10 seasons. This is not like
Yeah.
like if you're not watching like Criminal Minds, where there's like I don't know, like
Oh, God,
20 something like seasons. Like
yeah, this is one of those ones, like when a sitcom just kind of isn't good anymore. Like I've officially entered that phase of Modern Family, so it's been a struggle.
so at that point
watch
you're too deep and you can't stop. Like
Oh yeah, I'm gonna finish it. It's just gonna take me a while.
because you need the mental checkbox saying, hey, I finished.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can't. Like, I'm not gonna, and I'm close enough where like I'm not gonna just let it trail off. And it's not that bad, but there's definitely a drop in quality. Kind of like it reminds me of like the Goldbergs. Like that show was so great, better than Modern Family. But like that show was so great those early seasons, and then at some point it just kind of just drops in quality. Where it's still okay, and like I watched it, but my God, it wasn't the same.
Well, I think with the Goldbergs, right? Like they milked that for too long, and then
Yeah.
it was 1980 something for almost 10 plus years.
Yeah, exactly. It just stopped making sense, and
so it stopped making sense.
they stopped trying. Like the format of like season 1 and 2, they stopped doing that at the end. I'm like, because Adam F. Goldberg left, then the dad left, the actor for the dad left. It just got weird. It just got weird. I didn't care for it. I liked it. It was the early seasons were really good.
Goldberg,
You did, yeah, you did. Yeah, that's right. Because you said that I would like it, and you were right. And Ian and I watched it together to the end. So
yeah, I really liked the Goldbergs.
Yeah. Saw the kid who plays Adam at Comic-Con a couple times because he's in Solar Opposites too, or at least once. So yeah, that was cool. So I don't know. We're pretty much at time. Shout out to Jeremy and his Comic Fury Instagram, who had 1,000 followers, I think, last week.
Yeah, it's like
That's cool.
I finally get to do the giveaway. I'm actually going to be doing that tomorrow. I just
cool.
I got to film the video. But yeah, finally hit the 1,000. So
yeah.
And also congratulations to Ed for entering into season 3. I said on his My Figure Universe just a channel.
Okay. Cool.
So updated. I said a little refresh of the logo. I said a little refresh of the content. Looking forward to it. So
yeah, very cool.
Man, I forgot about the giveaway too. To be completely honest, because here's what I was shocked about. Like if you go to that, post, so I archived the post right now.
Okay. How long ago was that? I feel like it wasn't that. Oh, I think Jeremy.
There was only like 16 people who entered.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Like it's bananas. So like, it's bananas that only 16 people. I'm glad I got to the $1,000. It's crazy that only people actually follow the rules. But I'm also glad that those 16 people are really close to. I said they're my close internet friends. So
yeah, which is cool.
So that I said a good one of my friends I said is going to get the prize. So which is great. But yeah.
I did not enter, but I like those odds for the 16 people who did. Like that's not bad. Yeah, I think it was last year, right? Like it was, I don't know, October-ish, maybe.
Yeah. Because I think it started October when I started doing my Halloween post.
Yeah, that's right. Because you did a post every day for October. Yeah, it was around there. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. Well, awesome. Looking forward to seeing who wins that and whatever other content you've got coming up, which is cool because it's always pretty solid. Ed said I put you as a Friday feature a couple weeks ago, trying to get more people. Thank you, Ed.
I appreciate that. Yeah, cool. I've been slacking lately because my personal.
It happens. Yeah, right. Like if anything is going to suffer, it's taking the pictures of the comic books to share on the internet. That's okay.
Dusty, like I said, I'm sending some luck your way. I hope you win.
Yes, same. Plus one.
So I hope it's someone in here. I take that back. I hope it's someone in the chat. I think everyone in the chat actually. I said I had an entry there. So
I agree, and I think everyone in the chat would agree too. Like that would be.
I want someone who's spending. I said the time with us. I said on a lovely Saturday evening. I said to be able to win. So
that would be a win. Comic VR on Instagram. It's the best. And because I'm wearing my Vin Diesel STS Guys shirt today.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Apparently my dog wants to talk this entire time. Cool. That's all I got.
Yeah, I got nothing else either. So for episode 275, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
And we're the STS guys. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.